For more, let's bring in Thomas Gift, who joins us from London. He's a lecturer in political science at UCL. Thomas Gift, thank you very much for being with us. The big news today is that Joe Biden has requested a phone call with Emmanuel Macron to smooth things out. What could the American olive branch look like?
Well, certainly you'd expect the tone of this call to be icy, given the tensions we've seen surface between the two allies in recent days. Biden did request a call, but it's really Macron who's going to be pressing for reasons why the White House struck this deal behind closed doors and ostensibly with almost no prior consultation or warning. It seems unlikely that any explanation that Biden gives will be acceptable to Macron. However, it is imperative that the two leaders at least be on the same page in terms of the facts, because there has been some conflicting information about how the process unfolded and the relevant timelines. The deal itself seems like a fait accompli, but I'd certainly expect Biden to do all that he can to try to dial down the heat while tempers are still flaring and to reassure Macron of the importance of the U.S.-France partnership, an alliance that, while it has been subject to ups and downs, including most recently over Afghanistan, has been a diplomatic fixture for almost 250 years.
So as I said, this all began, of course, with the creation of that military partnership between the U.S., the U.K., and Australia. Could those three countries working together to counter China's influence in the Indo-Pacific actually play a role in undermining NATO's influence?
It's a great question. I think, if anything, the new security deal between the U.S., the U.K., and Australia simply is going to underpin and reinforce some of the same objectives already contained within NATO's remit. By including Australia and having a focus that's predominantly concentrated in the Indo-Pacific, the hope is that these countries can act more nimbly in response to new challenges in the region. Publicly, of course, the three partners have tried to downplay that this compact is intended primarily as a counterweight to China, but obviously that's the case, and that's why Beijing, as predicted, has reacted so negatively to it. By and large, however, I don't think that this will impact NATO considerably. It's just another network that the U.S. and the U.K. can draw on to advance its foreign policy aims as it increasingly pivots toward these security concerns in Asia.
We've talked a lot about the U.S., Australia, French anger directed at those two countries. What about the U.K.? Is this a win for London, a win for Boris Johnson?
It's a really great question. I think that if there is one political winner in all this, it's the UK and Boris Johnson in particular. The British government was vital in getting the US to ink this deal with Australia. Not only does the UK come away with a very lucrative contract, but it shows itself to be a relevant player on the world stage. And that's really how the story is playing here in Britain, especially on the heels of what we saw in Afghanistan. There was considerable talk about the weakening of the special relationship between the US and the UK, and much was made of the fact that Biden proceeded with the withdrawal in spite of the wishes of Boris Johnson. But what we see here is a concrete example of a slogan that we've heard a lot about in the aftermath of Brexit, the role of, quote unquote, global Britain. And the fact that the UK was able to shape such a high profile maritime security deal with the U.S. is a political win for Johnson. So I'd expect the prime minister to be very satisfied with how he managed to navigate the politics of this three-way alliance.
All right, Thomas Gift, we appreciate your time and your analysis. Thank you very much.